Good evening, everyone. Welcome to R.E.S.T Center's Black Youth Matter final workshop in our series, Homelessness to Success. But, it's evolved to just all that is successful. We're very happy. We'd like to introduce I'm Rebecca Harper, as I explained, and I work at the Black Youth Matter support line. Anytime you need to call, even if it's just a talk, we help with all types of services and guide you and navigate you to services. And the number to call is 905-863-1118. We'll go more into what R.E.S.T Center provides later on in this presentation. We're going to begin with Dr. Bashir. She has a PhD and she will explain more about herself in her presentation, but she's going to focus on what you need to know about education and employment and what to do right now in order to get into university and colleges. But what I really love about her presentation is she's going to speak about at-home jobs and technology jobs, which is something, especially in COVID right now, is so needed. So enjoy her presentation. Thank you very much, and help me welcome Dr. Bashir. Thank you so much for being on this Zoom call and presenting with us today. Dr. Bashir?
Thank you. My name is Dr. Humaira Bashir, and today I will be giving you some information what youth need to know about education and employment. And first of all, I would like my presentation to start with a brief introduction about myself. I began my career in education as a teacher in Pakistan, and I have a master's and PhD in education from the United Kingdom. I'm experienced in teaching, community development. I'm knowledgeable about the British, Canadian, and Pakistani education system. I'm experienced in creating and designing successful youth, family, and community programs. I'm experienced in volunteer coordination, residential associations, school councils. I have been sitting on various steering committees. I'm a mother of 4 boys. All have gone to universities, 3 in Waterloo and 1 in University of Ottawa. Beautiful 4 boys, 25 is the eldest and youngest is 18. So I would like to start my presentation by the words of Henry Wordsworth Longfellow. These were the words which I used to hear when I was growing up through my father. And he used to tell us again and again because he had a vision in mind for us. And I transferred the same vision not only to my own kids, but also all the kids and volunteers who have worked with me for several years. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained in sudden flight, but while their companions slept, they were toiling upwards in the night. It means that all these great men were not born great. They became great because of their constant hard work. They were working hard. They had sleepless nights when others were fooling around or wasting time. So youth, if you're listening to me, that if you want to achieve something, no matter how smart you are, the most important thing is how hard you work. So work hard and it will pay. Honestly, it will pay. It is also important to understand that short-term and long-term goals are very important in your life. Everyone should have a big vision, but make sure that you have a short-term milestones along the way to achieve your big goals. Completing short-term goals help you track progress for your long-term goal and keep you focused. You need to have an idea, you plan something and give it an action. So a short-term goal, once you start accomplishing those short-term goals, it gives you a momentum and eventually you can achieve your long-term goals. There are different career pathways and you must decide which type of career path you are interested in. There are arts and communication, business management, marketing and technology, engineering, manufacture, industrial technology, health sciences, human services, natural resources, and agricultural sciences. Due to lack of time and the current job trends, I'll only focus today on jobs in technology sector and marketing sector. But how to achieve the career pathways? There are various options available. It is a college diploma with a co-op, without a co-op, paid co-op, mandatory co-op. So there are several options to this college pathway. Then there is a university option, that university degree without a co-op, with a paid co-op, with an unpaid internship option. Apprenticeships and trades, self-taught. So there are ways where even you can self-taught yourself after a high school, even if you are not a high school graduate, there are opportunities where you can develop yourself through the trainings, through volunteer, through internships, and attain online certification and start a life and start a job. Universities and colleges across the world have certain prerequisites, and Canada is no exception. For all the university college programs, mostly the requirement is that you need to have a mandatory high school diploma. For example, many engineering programs require a university level English, advanced functions, calculus, physics, and chemistry. Another example could be a University of Waterloo engineering program, which requires a minimum of 70% per class, an overall 85% average, and a class grade 12 average. Other than that, there are some other universities which have a minimum entrance average. Again, I'm talking about engineering of 70% plus for engineering such as UOIT or University of Windsor. It can be a specific program, whatever program you are looking in, they might have their specific requirement. So do your research. Another thing which some universities are asking right now for the last couple of years is a secondary application. For Waterloo, it is called as AIF. AIF means that once you submit your application, which opens in November, after maybe a few days of, you might receive another email from the university asking for a secondary application. And in that application, they are looking at your soft skills, at your volunteer, at your passion, why you have chose the specific university or the college, why are you looking for a specific program, why are you passionate about that program. So you need to have a good detail of research and volunteer work to back that information, that why you want to go to that specific program. Some universities will also be asking for a video interview. So again, you need to plan ahead. You need to have that all things ready before you start applying for these universities. Another important thing which I've mentioned through this slide is that you need to look at what program you are interested in. You have to look and talk to the guidance counselor of your high school. Go and write an email to the specific university and the program you're interested in. I also recommend high school students and parents to at least apply 6 to 7 universities or colleges and a backup. So they should have a contingency planning. But sometimes what happens is that kids, they apply to very competitive programs and they don't get any kind of acceptance. So this moment, I request everyone that you should always have a backup plan, apply to university and apply to colleges and apply to those programs which has very high averages, and also apply to those programs which don't ask for those high averages. Another thing which is important for parents and students, that they need to know what are the deadlines. So the university applications deadline is January 15, 2021. And for the college's application deadline is February 1, 2021. Another thing, some of the students might be taking private schools. So one of the things which I was told through my experience in working in as a school council member, and some parents came to us, that sometimes your private schools, they don't enter your grades on time. So you have to make sure that if you are taking any course outside your regular high school, and it is in any private school, ask that private school to submit your grades to your guidance department so that they reflect on your transcript. It is important. Volunteer hours is also important to graduate. Online courses in education. It is important for you to understand that they need to continuously develop themselves professionally online. And there are opportunities nowadays that you can professionally develop by taking courses online. Some of these courses are free and some of these courses are paid. Some of the options are Udemy, Coursera, Khan Academy, YouTube, Larcast, Lenda. And an important thing for the students to understand is that these courses go on discount throughout the year. So don't pay a lot. You can get these courses sometimes as less as $20. Look for sales and discounts. These courses have tutorial videos and they will ask you to do some projects, which is very valuable. And honestly, my kids learned a lot through going all these courses other than their regular university and high school program. And also when you're going on these websites, try deleting your browsing history, because once you go to website once and go again and again, they will increase the price of that or whatever course you want to take. So be very smart when you are accessing these websites. Now, I will give you two scenarios of two types of jobs which are very popular, and because we have to manage in time, and see how you can achieve a long-term and a short-term goal. So the first scenario is that you want to become a full stack web developer. Now, because of the technological era, most of the jobs nowadays are in software or in IT. So this is a job where the starting salary is $60,000. An average salary is $69,000 per year, and a higher end is $95,000 plus. So there are certain short-term goals and a long-term goal. So long-term goal is you want to become a full stack web developer. For a full stack web developer, you need to become a software engineer, a computer engineer, or a computer scientist. You either need to have a degree from a university or a college, but this is a long-term goal. What is the short-term goal? So the short-term goal is learn basic web development languages to create static pages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, create a simple static website, learn backend language like PHP, Java, Python. So learn backend web application frameworks, learn how to use databases, go to the programming contest, either volunteer or do a part-time software job to gain experience. And this list is long. And when I've already shared the screen with you, you can see that you can learn about API development, learn about how to code, make your own resume, make your own portfolio. So what are these? These are all small milestones. So one by one, once you are achieving all these milestones, what are you doing? You are aiming for your long-term goal. And what is that long-term goal? The long-term goal is that you want to become a full stack web developer. Honestly, it is not difficult. It is easy as long as you are focused, as long as you are doing, as long as you are working hard, it is easy to attain. Now, I will share another scenario. And this is a scenario where long-term goal is that you want to become a social media and marketing coordinator. Now, the starting salary for this position is $35,000. An average salary is $45,000 per year, and a higher end is $70,000 plus. So the long-term goal is you want to become a social media and marketing coordinator. You want to get a degree from a university or a diploma from a college in marketing or business, and want to become a marketing or social media coordinator. So what are the small milestones you want to achieve and how you can achieve? So learn graphic design, Photoshop, video editing, fly making. How do you do it? Do it by learning through online videos, which you have already shared the resources like Udemy, Coursera. Volunteer in different organizations, charities, your own school, like organization like different charities and organizations, local businesses with the politicians, government. But there are hundreds of opportunities out there where you can get the valuable volunteer experience, where you can get that experience and apply it and then put it on your resume. Go on, find the certifications online for this relevant field, gain good written and oral communication. For example, how to develop good content writing skills, communication skills. Go to these different types of networking events, build a resume, build a big, good portfolio, build a LinkedIn profile, get a summer job, an internship through Indeed.com, through the job boards, through networking. And finally, by doing all these step by step, you are in a position to get your final goal, your visionary job, which is a full-time job as a social media and marketing coordinator. Now, when I was talking about these two scenarios, one of the things you have seen I've mentioned is volunteering. Honestly, volunteering is the best I can advise to all the youth and all the people who are even new to the country. It is good for you. It reduces stress. It makes you healthier. I came to Canada 15 years ago, and I have honestly thousands of hours of volunteering. This volunteering has developed me a lot. Not only me, but all my 4 boys. So when they were graduating from high school, the minimum requirement was 40 hours. My eldest son, when he was graduating, he has more than 1,000 hours of volunteering experience. And that was only which was recorded. The others also have above 600, 700 hours of volunteer experience. And not only those, but those people who were around me, those volunteers who have worked with me, that volunteer experience has guided them to test a career, that has guided them to get a part-time job, summer employment, that has helped them to transition to a full-time job, that had made them good connections. All or almost most of my friends I got was through my volunteer activities in different organizations. These volunteering will give you good references. They will look good at your resume. Think of an employer when he looks at a youth who has applied for a job and he sees that there's so much volunteer work on his resume. He's just an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old and 20-year-old, and he has several hours of volunteering in different charities and organizations. These volunteer experience will give you good friends from diverse background. This will build your communication skills. It will give you your personal growth. It will develop your self-esteem. You will be satisfied when you are giving back to the community. And honestly, you will also be recognized, not only at your organization level where you are volunteering, but also at the city level, at the provincial level, at the federal level, through volunteer awards, city awards, awards by the federal government. Volunteering is also strengthening your community. It strengthens families, it strengthens the faith groups, nursing homes, shelters, schools, parks, and sports. It also encourages civic responsibility that our youth is investing in our community, in the people whom they are living with. You can make a difference because every person counts. So at the end, I will request again that volunteering is important for your self-growth, for getting a dream job, because it will develop you a lot. Now, when youth is looking for employment, either they're in high school, they are going to that transition, looking for those post-secondary choices or going to a university or college, they are going through a lot of stress and anxiety. But the problem is that most of the time they are not sharing it with anyone. So what I will say that how you can cope with this stress and mental health, you need to have meaningful friendships. So surround yourself with good people. These people will have a positive influence on you. They will motivate you. They will encourage you. They will be there for you. And honestly, if something is bothering you, take a break or whatever is causing you stress. Mental health is connected to physical health. So do some kind of exercise like weightlifting, sports, boxing, wrestling, soccer, football, basketball, etc. I will also recommend to eat healthy, get healthy sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours a day, avoid drugs or alcohol. It can create long-term problems, increase stress, have a productive hobby like cooking, gardening, painting, etc. If possible, get a pet. It also teaches you responsibility and empathy. Read a new book, go for walks, seek guidance. Talk with others. Unless you don't talk with others, how will other person know that what are you going through? And honestly, everybody surrounding you, whether they are your parents, your siblings, your counselors, your guidance counselor, social worker, a faith leader, teacher, and there are community organizations who are specifically focused on mental health, please talk to the people around you and tell them what is giving you stress. And there are solutions for all the types of worries which you are having in your minds. Education is very important. According to Nelson Mandela, leader and civil rights activist, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And I will request youth that this is the only tool you can use to change the world around you. Mohammed Ali, the greatest athlete of all time, a legendary figure, one of my favorite when I was growing up, he said that I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now and live the rest of the life as a champion. It means that when you are going through high school and in the context of high school and post-secondary and job search and looking for your whatever needs you said that this is too much training, too much work. But honestly, when you are doing all that hard work, at the end, it will pay. You will get your dream job, you will have a good life, you will have no stress. So at this moment, sometimes tough training is required to achieve a bigger vision or a bigger goal. It will be tough, but don't give up. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure. Some of you may be in tough circumstances, but don't give up. If you overcome these difficulties, they will develop you for the challenges of the future. Hard times create strong humans. Take care of yourself and stay optimistic for the future. There are three types of people. First type of people are those who come in this world, eat, sleep, and die. The second category is that they come in this world, they live for themselves, and they die. There is a third category who are here for others. So I will request all of you, think of third category, that you will be there for others and others will be there for you. In the last, I have shared some available resources, scholarships. When I was talking about volunteering, so the scholarshipscanada.com have thousands of scholarships. So sometimes people think that these scholarships are only for those people who have academically excelling. It is not a reality. Most of these scholarships are based on your volunteer work. So if you have a good resume, if you have given back to the community and you can write a content or an essay, then you are eligible for many scholarships. So do explore this website. Volunteering, Volunteer Embassy has a huge database. You can volunteer in your local church, in your mosque, charities, food banks, shelters. And in the times of pandemic, there are virtual volunteering opportunities. Just research about it. I've also shared the link where you can get the important dates of Ontario universities that you have to look, important dates for Ontario colleges. You can take online courses, like check on the online courses slide. Ontario's Student Assistance Program, OSAP. You can find the more detail, because once you'll be applying to colleges and universities, you might need some grants and fees, so that will cover it. Browse and apply for jobs, Indeed.com, LinkedIn, and all these have very good job posting. You need to be proactive and always look for opportunities. Don't sit still. And in the last, I would like to thank you for being patient and listening to me. And if you have any questions or concerns after the presentation, don't hesitate to book an appointment free of charge, and we can discuss this further. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Wow, Dr. Bashir, that was an amazing. I know I saw it before, but now that you've presented it, it's phenomenal. I know we have a few of our participants on the phone. Do not worry, just email me, just like you emailed me for the Zoom link. Please email me and I will send you the links that Dr. Bashir has shared, since you can't see them if you're called in on the line. So don't worry, we can send you all the links, because they're amazing websites she's quoted. Also, she's more than happy for me to share her email address, and so that you can book appointment with her so she can work with you personally free of charge, which I can't thank you enough. I mean, we're opening the floor now for 2 minutes because we have our second presentation to go on to. Does anybody have any questions? Please put your hand up and I will unmute you. So does anybody have any questions? I know I had a question, Dr. Bashir, because we tend to, not everybody's suited for university. And I loved how you mentioned in your slides that there are other options like apprenticeships and there are co-ops that you do. But are there ways? Oh, sorry, we have somebody. Thank you for your wealth of knowledge and insights. That's one of our chats. And if anybody else has more information on, if you want to type their chats, we have a few. This is very true. I'm living proof of that. Volunteering truly helps. Powerful quote. So suppose, that was a question. Suppose our youth don't have time to volunteer. They're taking care of their siblings. They're taking care of nieces and nephews. They're not even in a home right now. How can you use your personal experience at home in order to say you have attained skills?
These are special circumstances where the youth cannot volunteer. But what I would suggest is that, because when you're looking for an employer want to see those kind of skills. So even if you are at home, but I was talking about the virtual volunteering, like, sometimes
Mhm.
you can design a flyer, you can do it at night, like you can make a video, you can do something, from work from, these volunteering, like at the time of pandemic, even you don't have to leave your room to do that kind of volunteer activity. So I think that is important that if you can do something virtually, if you can physically cannot go due to mobility, and you could, are you taking, and if you are taking care of some relative, or you are having special circumstances. So virtual volunteering is an option which you can do. And sometimes, there are flexible hours too. Some organizations will ask you to come at specific time, like, because they need to have that kind of some kind of experience, because this is what
Mhm.
employer want to see, that I can they work in team, they have do they have some kind of communication skills. So this volunteer work, this will give them that valuable experience. So some kind of volunteering is important, but we can find ways
Fantastic.
that how they can volunteer if they have some special circumstances.
Thank you so much. So how can we get it? How can our youth who are on the call today get in touch with you?
By through email or phone. So once they can send me an email, I can share my phone number, and they can call me and we can book an appointment. I can have a call. And also I can connect them with very good resources with university alumni, college alumni, because they have volunteered with me. So
Mhm.
I'm not a consultant on everything, but I have connections within the community where I can connect them to relevant people and youth and alumni who can help them and guide.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to James Dowhanik. Sorry, my accent. I do apologize if I pronounce it
Hey,
wrong.
that
He's
was
vice.
great.
Thank you. He is vice principal of the Peel District School Board Adult Education Department, well, school, and he'll be now going on to the next level. So thank you again, Dr. Bashir. That presentation was phenomenal. You quoted my favorite quote from Nelson Mandela, and I quote that all the time. And I just cannot thank you enough for presenting. So and Cheryl says thank you again, Dr. Bashir. So James, on to you. Please share your
On to
slide,
me.
and we're going to talk about adult education, and then after we'll
Okay.
be talking about housing.
And just before I get started, I want to thank Dr. Bashir as well for some great inspirational words and quotes and great plans and designs. And I also would like to share one opportunity as we look at the difficulty in people finding volunteer opportunities. Could be something as simple, and Dr. Bashir said, could be off hours, something technological. Well, look at a couple of needs in our society right now. We have people in long-term care homes who can't have visitors and perhaps struggling with loneliness. And it would be a great volunteer opportunity to be able to reach out to a long-term care home and just talk to people. Something that is so simple can be a great opportunity and help the provider with their communication skills get that volunteer opportunity and also meet a need that exists in the community as well. Okay, so my name is James Johannick. I'm the Vice Principal of Adult Education in the Peel District School Board. This is the best job I've ever had in my life, and I've been doing it for about 7 years now. And I think it happened at the perfect time for me. I gained enough experience in the regular system to be able to identify some needs and to gain some great skills to allow me to do the job that I do right now. We have 3 campuses. Our main campus is in Mississauga. Currently, it's right by Square One, but forget that that exists because we're moving on Monday to a new location. More information on that later. We also have a location in Brampton at City South Plaza, and we have a very small satellite location at Bramalea Secondary School. High school diploma is a very important piece of paper for everyone to have. Some historical data suggests that people who have their high school diploma have a greater chance of employability and promotion. Certainly in adult education, we see that when employment is struggling, people come back to school to retool themselves, to educate themselves, to get prepared for the next level and for what's coming. It tends to be that when jobs decrease, it tends to be those who do not have a high school diploma who are losing their jobs first, high school diploma second, post-secondary after that. So the high school diploma is a very important piece of paper, but it's not necessarily the be all and end all. So for post-secondary opportunities, whether it's university, college, a career college, the military, or going to the world of work, usually necessary to have your Ontario Secondary School diploma or equivalent. But it is possible, and to reinforce what Dr. Bashir said, to be admitted without your diploma, but have credentials that are required by the courses. For example, most college courses just require grade 12 English as a prerequisite. The prerequisites depend on the specialty, of course. You saw earlier in a slide about engineering and what courses are required there. Many mature students who come through our program don't necessarily complete the diploma in Ontario, but they have earned the high school courses that they need in order to qualify for the post-secondary programs. A mature student is one who, again, who does not have their high school diploma in Ontario, is of a certain age, but has the credentials to be admitted to a college or post-secondary program. So, but where do you start? If you haven't achieved your high school diploma yet, you're not sure what to do, what's your next step? You need to have conversations with trusted adults, trusted friends who have your best interests at heart. Start to do research, find out what your interests are, your desires. Also pay attention to what your skills are and where your strengths truly lie. Those conversations and that in-depth investigation into your own personal skills and abilities will start to shape a direction for you. You can look at different programs like career cruising, where you can enter your skills and your interests, and that will point towards potential career pathways. Or My Blueprint is another one that's commonly used in school boards. If you're looking at an educational pathway, after you've started to narrow those things down and have developed some ideas, then if you're coming to us, then we would look at your educational documents, look at some assessments to determine what your direction should be, make a plan, and then you would go. Now, we are a traditional secondary school, offering traditional secondary school subjects. Currently, all of our courses are online, just because of the current reality of the health situation. And our population tends to be more vulnerable and living in more vulnerable areas. And so we've kept everyone away from our buildings right now. When times change, we will have a full breadth of program. I'll discuss that in the next slide. Currently, all of our courses are offered online, but we have other methods rather than full courses in order for people to earn the credits towards their high school diploma. We have a strong credit recovery program where students whose education has been interrupted before the end of a semester without being able to complete a course can do some short assessments with us and make up credits that they missed through high school. We have partnerships with colleges to offer dual credit programs where students can earn a high school credit and a college credit at the same time while studying one curriculum. Currently, we have a health and wellness program that we partner with Sheridan College for. Another way for students to earn high school credits towards their diplomas, if they've been out of school for at least 10 months and they have fewer than 26 credits on their transcript, they can take advantage of our PLAR program. And that's Prior Learning Assessment and Recognition. And it's a program where we can assess your educational and life experiences to award credits. A very common one for students whose education has been interrupted, they come back to us. If they have happened to have had children in the meantime while they've been out of school, we can award parenting credits for their work with their children. Or if they've had employment in retail, we can offer a course that matches credits in courses that match their retail experience while they've been working and out of school. What are some things that form part of our dreams? Different models of delivery. You notice that the picture that I've used is now upside down, as we hope to turn education upside down and provide many opportunities for our adult learners. For example, we need to get away from completely online learning because it's not the best way for all. It's going to work really well for some, but it's not the best for all. Nor is in person the perfect and best model for all. I really think that to be most successful, we need to be able to offer a combination of in-person courses, online courses, hybrid courses that combine the best of in-person and online learning, but also an opportunity for people to work independently. People who are working, raising a family at the same time, and can't commit to 2 hours from 11 to 1 every day to work on a course in person. They need perhaps a flexibility of working at their own timelines and their own schedules, but within a set time frame. One place that currently exists to earn credits that way would be the Independent Learning Center, which is run by the government. The website's ilc.org, and students can register for courses with them with up to a 10-month deadline to complete a course. So that just describes briefly the delivery models that I believe would be most successful for meeting a wide audience, looking at other ways of being innovative to meet student needs and develop programming. Dr. Bashir mentioned co-op is a very valuable program at university. It's very valuable in high school as well, as a great opportunity for students to gain experience on the job and in different scenarios to help really also solidify what their future career paths are. It's rare that anyone knows at 16, 17, 18 what they're going to want to do for the rest of their life. And the more experiences that can be gained, the better equipped you will be later to make a great decision. And the reality is nowadays, young people don't have just one job. The times of people signing on with one company and staying there for life are really past us now. And it's very rare that that even exists any longer. As we look to move to our new facility, we hope to be able to innovate programs in hospitality, construction, cosmetology, some great trades that will give people direct skills and direct access to employment once they finish our programs. Now, I've talked a lot about the school side of things and the learning and the academics learnings, but it can't be done alone. We need an incredible support team in order to help our students who are coming back to school as adults achieve their goals. So we have a team of guidance counselors whose main role is to help with pathway planning, to help you discern what your pathway is going to be and help you take steps to get there. We have a technology support team. Unlike what some would have us believe, not everyone is most comfortable with technology from the get-go. And so we have a team of people who are with exceptional computer skills and exceptional communication skills to help all of our students and staff teach and learn with technology. We have a team of student support teachers who are there to help students with time management, task management. They also can help with advocacy between you and your teacher when you're looking for negotiated timelines. We always think that once people hit 21, they're fully equipped with all of the skills that they're going to need for the rest of their lives. And in fact, at 21, I don't think I was a great negotiator, and I maybe did not have the great self-advocacy skills. And I could have really used a support teacher at that time to help with some tasks that I was struggling with, that was left to my own devices in order to solve. We also have a full-time social worker who helps with the social emotional needs of our students. Can be sometimes just listening, but also a great resource person and probably among the most capable people I've worked with in the board at being able to find supports for students, whether it's for financial need, food need, mental health supports, shelter. And she's been a leading person to help provide some of our students with computer technology to help with their learning right now. Another one of our staff-based supports would be an extra help session or extra help teachers that is subject related, but also we have an upgrading program through a partner department that brings students back in who've been out of school for a while to prepare them with math and English skills to get ready for more advanced secondary school math and English courses. So it takes more than just the teachers to accomplish success with you. It takes our support team, but also external partners. And this is just a small list of people that we have worked with in the past number of years to provide opportunities for our students to grow in different areas outside of the classroom. We partner with colleges and universities who come and present directly to our students the mature student view of college and university. We've worked with training centers, employment centers for students who maybe they need to take a break from us for a while in order to focus on themselves and earning some funding and getting some practical skills. So that's where a place like NPower Canada and Access Employment will come into place, or the Center for Education and Training. We work with the Career Foundation as well, again, to provide more direct job training to help students prepare and make contacts for future work. Another key aspect to help the student grow in more than an academic way are, again, with other partner agencies. We've provided financial literacy courses for those who are wondering, how am I going to exactly pay for college and university? So as well as looking for scholarships and bursaries and grants, the financial literacy department have put together plans to help students make a long-term plan to save, perhaps not only just for themselves, but also put a plan together for their kids down the road, and when post-secondary education will be coming for their children as well. Looking at the social and emotional well-being of our students as well is important. We've had a meditation and yoga instructor work with our students on a weekly basis, just to provide a little bit of downtime and a bit of self-reflection and an opportunity for them to grow and learn about themselves internally. Also, to help our students on a day-to-day basis, we found it important to keep our gyms open at lunch for students as they're having a little bit of a break to get a little bit of physical exercise and some low organizational games. And it's amazing the different opportunities that have come out of that, whether it's been from students showing leadership about organizing the open gym, to organizing mini tournaments, to carrying out the supervision of the space, and problem solving when issues arise. So it's been a great opportunity and benefited our students in a number of different ways. So as I mentioned earlier, our Mississauga campus, which was beautifully located right in the middle of Mississauga by Square One, is moving. We're moving to the former Gordon Graydon site. Put a little map there. It's right tucked down by just south of the QEW between Cawthra and Dixie. Geographically, it's not great for the masses of Mississauga and Brampton because it's tucked away down there. However, we're working with the city of Mississauga to improve its transit routes to be able to provide better access for our students. And I will say that the facility is a step up from the facility we currently have, and will, with an eye to being able to provide better opportunities for our adults in the future with innovative programming as we head into more business focused programming, more trades and tech focused programming, whether it's through hospitality, cosmetology, or our woodworking programs. And so that's me from the Adult Credit Program, Adult Education Center, Mississauga, Brampton, Bramalea. Please take an opportunity to follow us on, I'll sound old here, I'll say on the Twitter and on Instagram. And you can contact our general email address at adult.credit@plsb.com. And I'm happy to share my own email address. I may not be the person who's the best to help you directly, but I can certainly connect you with one of our guidance counselors as well, if you're looking at some career pathway planning.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? I know we're 10 minutes to the hour, and I know everybody is like, by this time, everybody's kind of zoomed out. I call it.
No kidding. No kidding.
So thank you so much. I learned amazing things, like where we're going with adult education. Do we have any questions? No, we have a quiet group tonight.
That's all right. It is a lot to take in. So it's a lot to take in. And yeah, I would welcome anyone to connect with you with questions. And if they want to look for contact after a couple of days, when when the dust settles in their minds about everything they've heard, and they want to ask, did he really say woodworking?
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Later on.
And when is the application deadline for your next session?
So that's a good point. We're on a quadmester system this year. Students typically take 2 courses per quad, and our next quad would be registration starts on January 4th, and the courses will run from February 1st to April 14th.
Great, thank you very much. And we do have a comment. James, thank you. The information is very informative, and yes, she would like to contact you. So that's Cheryl.
Right on. You know
All
what,
right,
Cheryl,
so
I'm going to share my email address in the box there, and then I'll.
Oops, you muted yourself and got rid of yourself. James, we lost you. Oh, okay, there you go.
Thank you so much, James. Again, I like to network. You never know who may come across my path with what I do. I work with a lot of youth, so I think this stuff is very informative. I can share, you know.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate your insights and your knowledge. This is great stuff.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. So I'm now going to do my slideshow, and I want to give credit to my colleague, Faithful, who actually did this part of this presentation in our in our finding a home presentation. So, and finding a home 101. So I just took a little bits of it when it comes to finances and home, because unfortunately we do have a situation where when we're 18, you know, our parents are like, okay, bye, time to go. I'm not going to get put in jail for saying you have to be on your own, which isn't a good thing. And again, if that does happen to you, please call our support line, even if it's for emotional support, and you know, and just trying to work through it on an emotional level as well. But let's look at the finances and the logistics and getting basic needs for our students and those on the call. So when you're moving out on your own, creating a budget, and if you're not 18 yet and you're planning for 18, this is a perfect slide, because start the budget now. And if you're a mommy or daddy or a caregiver that's listening in as well, please do this with your children from now. My daughter just turned 17 and we've already started doing meal plans. We've started doing budgets. I'm preparing her to move out at 18, but she's not going to, but I'm still preparing her for that. So when moving out on your own, creating a budget should always be one of your first steps. Things to consider: how much is your monthly bills? And that's utilities, insurance, phone, and not just rent, but your expenses. How much do you spend on food? How much do you spend on entertainment? Because guess what? No matter what, you're going to spend money on entertainment. Sometimes that Starbucks just looks too good to pass. So at least you know, if you've budgeted the Starbucks, you have budgeted it, even Tim Hortons. So if you've lost your income today, do you have an emergency fund? Which is very important. And, you know, as James was saying, you can always go back to school. That's the first thing you look at, is how can I upgrade my skills if you've lost your income or a job while you're looking for a job. So we did host a financial literacy workshop, but there's so many out there. Again, contact us, let us know. We can link you with some financial literacy workshops. So hold on. Oh, animated Faithful. Where is there a place to find to rent? So you can go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram, the newspaper, Zumba, Airbnb. There's even, and these are emergency places as well, but also you can go to Kijiji as well. But where the best? Word of mouth. Ask friends. Again, even James mentioned it. You know, have the conversations with whoever you know, saying, listen, I need help. I need to find a place to live. Do you know anybody? And most times people have a basement, and it's better you rent from somebody you know and trust that. And, you know, as long as you're a good tenant, that is the best person to rent from. Word of mouth, community center, church, student center, bulletin boards, rentals.ca, Zumber.com, Zumper.com, rentfaster.ca, Ramis.ca, Airbnb for short term, and usually charge a daily fee. A landlord, and this is just touching on a few rights when you're finding a home, a landlord cannot refuse to rent to you due to your race, religion, ethnic origin. nor your sex, age, sexual orientation, or marital status, nor your family status, whether you're single, pregnant, or have children, or even a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. And they cannot refuse to rent you based off of mental health or disabilities. If you do experience discrimination for any of these reasons, you can get help from the Landlord and Tenant Board at 1-888-332-3234. And you can also, we also did another workshop on tenants' rights. All of these workshops are going to be put on YouTube at BYM Peel. Now, what do we offer at R.E.S.T Center? Well, we can help you, especially if you're at risk for homelessness or homeless at this point in time. We do have our Bridge of Hope program, which is a host home program. Members of the community provide living spaces to a youth in need of immediate housing. The goal of the program is to prevent youth homelessness by offering alternatives to emergency shelters. We assist youth 17 to 24 to find a landlord. And right now we actually, thanks to a wonderful person who's believed in R.E.S.T Center, Stacey Ann, God bless you, we actually have landlords waiting for tenants. Youth must agree to work with our case support manager for goal setting and check-ins. And we interview and screen our potential landlords to see if they have what it takes to make you feel welcome, safe, and cherished. And we also work with you to be a good tenant. We also have the Bare Necessities program, where we provide youth with bi-weekly groceries or gift cards to purchase groceries. We also provide youth in new rentals with starter kits, which may include a microwave, utensils, bed sheets. And we also actually give a gift card for that, because you know, you want to choose your new bed sheets when you're moving into a new place. And we're trying to empower our youth to be that independent. And again, this is available for youth 17 to 24. And of course, the phone line that you've been hearing me preach about since the beginning of the workshop. We offer resources, referrals, and counseling to youth between ages 13 to 24 at risk of homelessness within Peel. We assist Black youth with goal setting, planning, referring youth to community resources and services. Our referral service includes shelters, food banks, mental health counseling, employment opportunities, and more. And if you are a Black youth at risk of homelessness within the region of Peel, please feel free to call us at any time. Or if you just want to talk, we're here. As James said, you know, in order to be resilient to trauma, you need external and internal resources. And please use us as an external resource to help you with resilience, even if it's just to talk, you're feeling isolated. And if you don't feel, just send us a text and we will actually call you and say, hey, how are you doing? So now I've finished my presentation and we open up for questions. Does anybody have any questions? I am about to put in the chat for our forms. Please click on the forms right now, and the first two people to fill out the evaluation of this workshop will receive a $25 grocery gift card from our Bare Necessities program. So please, please, please make sure you fill out the form, and the first two people will receive a gift card. While we're waiting for questions, I want to again thank Dr. Bashir for the amazing presentation, and James, the Vice Principal of Peel District School Board's Adult Program. What you're doing is fantastic. Both of you opening up your home, open your phone, phone lines and emails, so that we can help our youth, because they are our future. Also, Dr. Bashir has texted her email address in the chat. So if you want to talk to her, I know we have a few people on the phone so that have called in. Please, please, please let me know, email me that you will request the presentation, and we'll be more than happy to share. So we did it. We did it in 1 hour. And I just want to thank everybody. Does anybody have any questions? And we hear the crickets. Wonderful. Oh, Cheryl, thank you. Wonderful presentation, Dr. Rebecca. Thank you for your insights and passion. We're doing a fantastic job. Youth are that are here, I congratulate you for being here. Yes, definitely, Cheryl, well said. The youth that are on and stayed on for the whole time, this is why you're going to be successful. Honest, this is it. It's workshops and opportunities and networking, as Cheryl said earlier, networking. Please email Dr. Bashir, email James, let them work with you, because these are the opportunities that, and I can say this is how I've gotten where I have gotten in my life, is picking up on the opportunities. And the thing is being prepared for the opportunities. So preparation plus opportunities equals success. So thank you very, very much. And we're looking forward to doing this again. Again, this workshop will be on YouTube on the BYM Peel. I'm Dr. Rebecca Finlayson Harper on behalf of R.E.S.T Centers, and the Black Youth Matter Peel phone line is actually open till 10 o'clock tonight. You can also call 905-863-1118, and we're here to help. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me stop recording.